Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Daniel Nore, and this is part 6 of the Build With Me series where we put together the 3D printed OpenRC F1 car. Okay, so we're getting closer to the end of this build, and in today's episode we're going to put together all the parts for the body and we're going to assemble it to the rest of the build that we've done so far. So when this video is over, this is what we're going to have. Almost everything is complete now except for the wheels, I guess, and if you want to add some electronics as well, but that will be for another video series. So enough talking, let's start build this thing. Okay, so these parts, the lid and the front and the nose, all have the orange inserts, and that is because they are the dual extrusion parts. You don't need to use those, I just think they look better, so I've used them for this build. And we're starting off by inserting the nuts into its pockets in the motor cover. You can either do it by hand, or as in this case I'm using a pair of pliers, or you can use whatever tool you may have at hand to push them in place. And these are all M3 nuts. So when that's done, we're putting the nuts in the front part. There are 4 pockets and one in front as well. These ones should be fairly easy, and the one in front can be quite tricky. In this case I'm using the screwdriver to push it in place, but you can also use a screw from the other end and just tighten it until the screw goes into place. So the pockets in the nose are can be quite tricky. They are fairly tight, and a few people have pointed out that either they are almost not be able to push the nuts in place or not at all. So I will probably release an update where the pockets have been enlarged for the nose part. When that's done, we are putting together everything. We're using M3 by 8 countersunk screws for this. We're using those for the entire body, except for in the end we're going to mount the front spoiler, which will use M3 by 12 millimeters. I've sped up this process, or otherwise the video will become way too long. So when that's done, we're adding the rear view mirrors. They should just be pushed in place and sit firmly. You shouldn't need any glues or anything like that, but if you do, I mean, it's okay to use glue as well if you want to. The camera goes on top, and the flat surface goes towards the front of the car. This is the smallest part of the build, but it's just as important as the other parts, as it will keep the lid in place in the back so it won't come off. I usually mount the body without taking the rear wing off. I think it works fairly well. So the main turning vanes, as I think they're called, I usually trim off the sides of the bottom parts for it to fit better in there in place. when that's done, we're using the M3x8 countersunk screws to mount the body to the chassis plates. So, time to fit the front spoiler. We use a M3x12 countersunk screw, and if it doesn't go all the way, you can just trim off a bit of the in the hole to make it go further in. And that's it. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget, if you're building your own OpenRC F1 car, share some pictures on social media. Feel free to tag me as well if you like, and subscribe and stay tuned for video number 7, where we will finalize this build, and then we're done. So as always, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and until I hopefully see you guys in the next video, I wish you all an awesome day.